Queenstown is a top destination for GA pilots wanting to combine their flying with a visit to the Southern Lakes area. With a busy jet schedule, smaller tourist planes and lots of helicopters on the go, the airport can be very busy. So having a clear picture of what the circuit looks like for smaller aircraft is key. In this video, AOPA's Sue Kronfeld flies into Queenstown for a quick touch and go before departing for Wanaka.
Queenstown has become very popular as a tourism destination. So the jets, we share with helicopters, fixed wing, light fixed wing GA, and ATRs. The routes that I commend Airways in regards to how many arrivals and departure routes that they have to give, because we're VFR and then you've got the IFR approaches from Australia. So yeah, it's quite a handful. But of course the AIP, Volume 4, you get your groundwork going. You read the arrival and departures. The one we did was via Black Gorge, coming out of Milford area, or coming from Glenorchy. They're very accommodating, Airways. So once you have given Milford, if you're coming from Milford, the flight service, your indicated departure, and they know you're coming back to Queenstown, then Milford Flight Service will inform Queenstown Tower that you are coming. It is helpful for you to ring prior if you aren't coming from Milford or you're coming from another destination. And the promulgated arrival and departure VFR is very straightforward. Study the control zone, study the reporting points, and abide by the heights that they request you to maintain as you go to these reporting points. And then it's flying to the conditions, because you will get a breeze that comes out through that lake. And you will also have two sources of approaches. You're going to have a big runway, 0523, or you're going to use the GA approach, which is 1432. And that is a completely different width type runway. So you have to, and you're going to have terrain around you. So you've got that illusion. You've got to fly the plane according to how it always sets up to land. And you're going to get updrafts and downdrafts. So yeah, that's the challenge. Once again, my favourite word is illusion. I can't stress more that you must be comfortable in that cockpit that you fly, because you know that it knows attitude that the aircraft maintains to climb at a particular airspeed. The mountains won't move, so you can't pull back on a stick on a fixed wing. It's going to stall. Right, so you have to fly that plane, give yourself room, because there is ample room there. It's so big. That's where it's probably recommended to go with people that have flown in there before, so you have a taste of it before you make your way in there, under VFR. When you come in on 1-4, you obviously got a headwind. That wind goes straight up over terrain that is on that final leg. So you're going to be kept up. You need to be able to keep that plane flying on that profile to land. When we did the touch and go, we got airborne and we had to turn into terrain. We had the massive Remarkables right there beside us. But the plane just acted the same way. It climbed on out at 85, 90 knots and just climbed and kept it. A nice medium turn, rate 2 turn, and still the mountain face was giving us ample room to manoeuvre. So you've got that. I just can't stress that more. You've got to fly that plane in its capabilities, basically, because you've got plenty of room. We have all learnt from the Cessna 310 accident way back in the early 90s, where that guy was way beyond his capabilities because he had been a newly rated pilot on that type of powerful aircraft. Then he not only had to get used to that type, but he also launched on himself a fully laden aircraft, so he was all up weight. Then the third hole in the cheese here is that he put more pressure on himself, taking off on runway 14 and having to execute a left-hand turn to vacate the basin, and whoompa, that was the end of the story there. There's this big face of the Remarkables right there in front of him. What does he do? He pulls back on the stick. Doesn't use that powerful aircraft just to maintain a nice constant radius climbing turn to vacate, because he was not used to that terrain. So maybe because I'm saying illusion, you need to probably, if you want to know your limits, fly with another pilot that has flown in that terrain area before, so that you sit there and see it for yourself, because you will then appreciate what I'm getting at, what my meaning is. Yeah. But if you're a competent, comfortable pilot in your aircraft, you shouldn't have any problems.